Hi, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm happy you found me, and if you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today is Poetry Friday, and I do have a poem for you. However, it's the first poem of the year. So I have a poem, but I want to give you a little backstory on why I've written this type of poem. I was in a supermarket today, and while I was online, I heard a young lady say sorry 9 times with a young lady that she was talking with. And the lady that she was talking with was saying to her, "You have to stop apologizing for every little thing." And you know what? It got me to thinking. I'm going to do a little segment on this alone, and I know it's Poetry Friday, so what better way to bring in the new year with a message and a poem. So some of the people I believe that's out there apologize so long they don't even realize or notice that they're doing it. Not just saying sorry when they make a mistake. No, I mean apologizing for having needs, apologizing for taking time, setting boundaries, or changing their mind, or even for some, it could be healing. And let me be clear, humility is not the same as shrinking. There comes a moment when your soul gets tired of paying rent in its own body, tired of explaining yourself to people who never tried to even understand you in the first place, tired of negotiating your worth, tired of asking permission to be who you already are. This poem is not about being arrogant. It's about being honest. It's about the day you stop saying sorry for your existence and start living like you own the world. Well, sort of. This piece that I am going to recite is called "The Year I Refuse to Apologize." And I believe everybody goes through seasons in life where you don't even realize how much you're apologizing, but everybody don't stay there. But there are some people who do. They just stay there and never move forward. Not just with the words saying I'm sorry, but with their posture, with their silence, their hesitation, and the way they shrink when they have needs and nobody is there to even recognize their needs. And they kind of feel uncomfortable about that. For a long time, you may have even thought it was being respectful or being humble, or even just for some, I know it's about keeping the peace. But what you're really doing is negotiating your right to exist as you are, unapologetic. And what happens when you do this for so long, you start to carry this quiet guilt for being human, needing rest or needing more, or having boundaries, for taking up space, for saying no, for even changing your mind, for even evolving as a person, because sometimes we evolved. This poem came from that moment where something in you just got tired of performing the politeness at the expense of your own peace. And you know what I'm talking about. That peace in your head, that peace of mind, because when you keep saying I'm sorry, it's tightening the screw, and you're being aggravated one way or another. Tired of explaining yourself to people who aren't trying to even understand you. Tired of shrinking your calling so other people can be comfortable around you. Because when change begins, believe me, things will get uncomfortable. And then you realize something. When all the dust settles, your apologies were never about doing anything wrong. Guess what? They were always about trying to avoid rejection. And whatever way that rejection you may think about, but it was always trying to avoid that rejection. That they may not agree with you. They may not like what you have to say or what you believe in or anything else. So the year I refuse to apologize isn't about becoming arrogant. No, it's not about becoming hard or cold. It's about becoming honest. It's about finally treating yourself like you matter. Your boundaries matter. Like life matters to you. Your healing, everything matters. And what your needs are, they matter. But more importantly, Your peace matters. And what you do in life, what you enjoy in life, that matters. It's the kind of year where you stop saying sorry for taking up space. You start saying thank you instead. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for respecting my time. Thank you for honoring my boundaries. Thank you. And if you're listening to this and this is actually hitting home, you might be in that season, the season where you're ready to stop negotiating with your own life. If you've been through grief, trauma, rejection, or a major life change, you believe you have to earn your place. This poem is that line in the sand for you. Not against people, but against the version of you that keeps shrinking to survive. And again, I call this poem The Year I Refused to Apologize. I used to enter rooms like a question, shoulders folded, voice lowered, my worth tucked behind my bad, and I didn't mean to, as if my existence was an inconvenience to someone else who had to approve of me. But listen, there comes a year when the soul gets tired of paying rent in his own body. This is that year, the year I refuse to apologize for the space I take up, for the air I breathe without asking, for the way my laughter rises like the sunrise, uninvited but right on time. I'm not sorry for outgrowing what shrunk me. Not sorry for leaving old versions of me at the bus stop for someday watching them wave with hands that were never meant to hold my future. I'm not sorry for saying no without building a staircase of explanations to make it easier for people who never climbed with me or for me. I'm not sorry for changing my mind, for changing my friends, for changing my standards, for letting my peace be the loudest thing in the room. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for the pauses I take now, for the silence that used to scare me but feels like a clean house after company leaves. I'm not sorry for praying with a heart that refuses to die, for dreaming big while I move quiet, for rebuilding myself with hands that once trembled but learned how to hold the hammer. This is the year I stop negotiating with my calling. This is the year I stop translating my truth into smaller words so I won't upset somebody's comfort. If you need me to be less, to feel like more, you are never my destination. I will not apologize for becoming, for asking life to meet me at the level of my standards, not the depth of my fear. I will not apologize for the hunger in me that kept saying, there has to be more than this, even when people called it pride. It was never pride. It was the seed of who I was already supposed to be. So here I stand, not loud, not bitter, not hardened, just finished with shrinking. And if I ever say sorry again, let it be for the one thing only. Sorry, I waited so long to arrive. Hey, that's the end of that poem. If this poem woke something up in you or this episode, honor that, because you were not created to live like an apology. You were created to live with purpose, steady, clear, and unashamed. So here's your action step. In the next 10 minutes, write one sentence and put it where you can see it every day, whether it's your mirror, dashboard, or locked screen. I do not apologize for becoming who God called me to be. Now seal it with a decision. Seal it with intention. And in the comments, type becoming. So I know that you're claiming it. And if you're listening to this and you know you've been shrinking, second guessing yourself and living in the fog, send me the word becoming in a message. You can send it by email if you have to. thelastpodcast443@gmail.com. I'll respond with the next step to help you move forward from confusion to clarity, from hesitation to focus, and with a simple path, a real accountability. This is Dave. You're listening to The Last Podcast. Hey, I wish you have a fantastic week. And again, Happy New Year. So long.